All right, shalom, shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Bahawah Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because that's who I learned this truth from. All right, through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Peace, blessings, salutations, soulful elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers that scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am Mashiach, Irazakah, from the tribe of Gad, coming through the spirit. And pretty much, today is this pagan holiday called Easter. All right, and a lot of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, who are the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, you're still embedded in this traditional pagan worship. All right, Easter is pagan. All right, it's man-made, and it has nothing to do with the Messiah. All right, the Messiah in the Bible, all right, who you call Jesus Christ, his true name is Yahushai. It has nothing to do with him. All right, Easter has nothing to do with the Messiah, and you could just look this up. All right, I'm here on Google right now, and you could just look this up. There's tons of research talking about Easter. Here's all the places where you can look it up, but I'm just gonna read it from here because I don't want to make this video longer than what it needs to be. If you really want to look into this, you can go to these sites right here. They'll tell you the whole thing. But I'm just going to read just from up here. All right. It says Easter. It says Easter was originally the celebration of Eastar. Who is Eastar? Eastar is this lady that's right here. All right. We're going to read it. It says the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess. All right. Of fertility and sex. It says her symbols, like the eggs and bunny, were and are fertility and sex symbols. Or did you actually think eggs and bunnies had anything to do with the resurrection? So, Easter is basically satanic. All right, it's a Babylonian custom. Now, if you don't know what Babylonian is, you need to read the Bible. All right, Babylonian is a custom that the Assyrians did. All right, the Babylonians. All right, even the Egyptians, the Hamites, who are the Egyptians, they did that. All right, they worshiped the same deity. They painted the eggs and etc. All right, all that is wicked. And we can read it right here. It says, this is Eastar, pronounced as Easter. It says, Easter was originally the celebration of Eastar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess. The Egyptians also participated in this tradition as well. All right, it says her symbols, like the egg and the bunny, were and still are fertility and sex symbols. Or did you actually think eggs and bunnies had anything to do with the resurrection? Because everybody think that Easter has to do with the resurrection of the Messiah. It has nothing to do with the Messiah. Easter has nothing to do with the Bible. It has nothing to do with the Messiah. All right, it has nothing to do with that. So if you a person that think that Easter has something to do with the Messiah, you're wrong and you're going off. All right, it says after Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, because Constantine was an Israelite. All right, Emperor Constantine was a Jake. He was an Israelite, but he was a wicked Jake. He was in Mithraism, all right, which goes into the Persian sun god, which goes into the sun worship of Nimrod, etc. But he established the religion of Christianity and made it a sun worship religion. So, Easter and all these pagan holidays all have to do with satanic sun worship. It all has to do with satanicism. All right. It says Easter was changed to represent Jesus, because, the true name of the Messiah is not Jesus. His name is Yahushai. It says, but its roots, Easter, which is how you pronounce Eastar, is all about celebrating fertility and sex. So it's satanic, man. All right. It's in the scriptures as well. Like, you're not supposed to be celebrating pagan holidays. All right. And, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, even to the sincere brothers, we all go into the scriptures on this. Proverbs 3:31. This is Proverbs 3:31. So if you celebrating pagan holidays, you're going to be destroyed for doing that. All right. This is Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose not his ways. So you're not supposed to envy the oppressor. All right, let's go into the meaning of that word of envy. All right. For those of you that don't know, all right, what envy means. This is in the Hebrew.
Strong's H, 7065. Kana. Kana.
Kana. It says to envy, be jealous, be envious, be zealous, all right, be jealous of, all right, to excite, to jealous, anger, to provoke, jealous, anger, cause jealous, envy, all right, zealous, very, jealousy, all right, do not envy the oppressor, you know, oh, well, since he doing it, I'm going to do it, or I'm going to try to make my Easter better, all right, going off doing that. You're not supposed to envy the oppressor. It says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Choose none of his ways. So if you envy the oppressor, having jealousy of the heathen, why do you got to be jealous of the heathen for? But you got jakes that's jealous of the heathen. All right, they want to be like the heathen, or they trying to be better than the heathen. All right, we are already better than him. So there's no need to try to prove and to follow into his customs to be better than him. In general, we are above him, But right now, it's not going our way because we're in his captivity. But, you envying the oppressor and choosing after his ways, going off for that. The Lord doesn't want you doing that. All right. And if you are an Israelite that's doing that, that's getting ready for Easter, you're going to be destroyed for doing it. This is Leviticus 18 and 30. Because the Lord even says it right here. This is Leviticus 18 and 30. It says, therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs. What's abominable customs? Celebrating Easter, celebrating Thanksgiving, celebrating Christmas, celebrating New Year's, celebrating President's Day, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. All right, having dreadlocks, having a lined up fade and a Babylonian beard, shaved off beard. Those are the customs that you're not supposed to be in. You women wearing pants. You men tattooing your whole entire body. You women tattooing your whole entire body. You women shaving off your head bald. You Jake men shaving off your head bald. Putting baldness upon your head. Just being a heathen. That's abominable customs, man. All right? Lying. You got a lot of Jakes lying. Which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I'm the Lord your power. So the Lord Yahweh Shemashai doesn't want you defiling yourself. All right, being in these pagan holidays, you're defiling yourself, and you're going to be destroyed for doing it. If you're doing that, you're going to be destroyed for doing that. All right, and this is Colossians 2 and 8, because this is the biggest thing that our people do. All right, this is the biggest thing that they do, and they follow after, their pastor. Salakia, went to the wrong scripture. Colossians. Keep taking me Thessalonians. Salakia. Colossians 2 and 8. Salakia. Colossians 2 and 8. It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Who philosophize? All right. Who philosophize? Who deceives people? All right. These 501c3 charter pastors. Salakia. I don't know why it took so long to come out. These 501c3 charter pastors. All right, they philosophize all damn day. They tell you that you can do as thou wilt. They tell you that you don't have to keep the laws anymore. We're not under the laws. They teach that you can eat any abominable, unclean animal. This is what they do. They teach that, it's okay to celebrate the pagan holidays. They even teach that it's okay not to keep the Sabbath day. Just acknowledge it, but you don't have to keep the Sabbath. This is the type of shit that they teaching. And if you following in that deceit, you're going to be destroyed. All right? If you following after your 501c3 charter pastor and you believing in his philosophy and his deceit, because his philosophy is deceit. He went to school to be a pastor. He learned under the Jesuits. All right? The Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Empire. He learned under them. All right? He learned under Esau and his philosophy. So he's teaching the same philosophy as Esau. He's not teaching the truth. So he's deceiving you. He's telling you that it's okay to have your kids and you to celebrate Easter. You're going to be destroyed for doing that. It says after the traditions of men, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, those are all traditions of men. That's not the tradition of the Bible. Those are traditions of men. All right. After the tradition of men, those were created by men. All right. Those are Babylonian customs, man. Easter is a Babylonian custom. All right. It says after the rudiments of the world. That's a worldly rudiment. That's a worldly tradition. All right. Let's go into the meaning of that word rudiments. All right. For those of you that's new at this and that don't, understand what that word rudiment means. All right. We gonna get it. Rudiments. Anything, first thing. All right. From Salakia, from which the others belonging to some series or calm spite, it says hold, take their rise, an element, first principle, the letters of alphabet as the elements of speech. All right. Not, however, the written characters, but the spoken sounds. All right. The elements which all things have come, the material causes of the universe. All right. The heavenly bodies, either as parts of the heavens or as others think, because in them the elements of man, life, and destiny were supposed to reside. All right. The elements, rudiments, primary and fundamentals, principles of any art, science, or discipline. All right. So it's basically the elements. The rudiments is meaning the fundamental principles. All right. But the fundamental principles that it's talking about is the principles of men. All right, because you have the principles of men and you have the principles of the Lord, of Yahweh Bashim Ashai. Just like Esau, he has his own rules and times and laws. All right, those are the principles of men. That's not the principles of the Lord. All right, because the Lord never said that for example, the Lord ain't never said to go by the Gregorian calendar to get his Sabbath day. All right, we always went by the moon. All right, that's just a prime example there. All right. This is the etymology of that word of rudiments. All right. It says to proceed in a row as the march of a soldier go in order. All right. It says metaph, to go on prosperously, to turn out well, to walk, to direct one's life, to live. So to walk, to direct. All right. So, that's basically what rudiments is if you go into the etymology. So, it's basically the principles, somebody that follows after the principles. All right. But this is the traditions of men. Those are the rudiments of the world. Those are the principles of the world. All right. Celebrating Easter is a principle of the world. That's a worldly act. That's a carnal act. And that's not a righteous act. That's a wicked act. Following the traditions of men. It says after the rudiments of the world and not after Yahushua. So if you a person that's following in the traditions of men, you're going to be destroyed. And that's a tradition. That's a tradition of men. All right. Following after that is wicked, man. Following after that tradition, which is Easter, is wicked. Precept. This is Jeremiah 10:2. This is Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Lord. Anytime you see Lord in caps, talking about the Heavenly Father Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen. See, learn not the way of the heathen. So you're not supposed to follow after the heathen. There's 17 unchosen nations. There's 17 heathen nations. And you're not supposed to learn after them. You're not supposed to follow after their ways. All right. You're not supposed to be embedded under their ways. All right. Following after their ways. Well, if my oppressor says it's okay to celebrate Easter, I'm going to celebrate it. If my pastor say this, your pastor is a puppet. All right. And if you following that puppet, that's a puppet of the wicked, and you following his ways of him directing you, he's leading you into destruction. All right. You're going to be destroyed if you celebrating Easter. Easter is a wicked custom. That's not an Israelite custom. Keeping holidays is not an Israelite custom. That's being a pagan. That's a heathen custom. And you're going to be destroyed for doing it. It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. All right. Which is talking about zodiac signs and etc. Because you got people calling themselves Scorpios and all these other, religions, and that's going off. I'm also just going to go into the scriptures in my book as well, because I got my Bible out. I'm going to read it as well, because I love reading from my Bible as well. But we're going to get this out. This is, we're going to go to Amos 5:2, but I'll read it from here too, though. So, we can keep it up so you guys can see what I'm reading. Let me get Amos. This is Amos 5, and we also going to read 5 verse 21 through verse 23. Yeah, 21 through verse 23. All right. This is Amos 5:21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell them in your solemn assemblies, which is going to, like, Sunday dinner. You got westernized 2/3 jakes that be cooking Sunday dinners after church, and especially today's the so-called Easter holiday. They're going to be having the pork up there. They're going to have all this ceremony celebration of those feasts. All right, making Sunday dinners and putting the eggs all over the yard to have the kids look for them. That's wicked, man. It says, I hate and despise your feast days. The Lord hates that, because that's not contrary to the Bible. That's not contrary to his law. He didn't tell us to celebrate holidays. He told us to celebrate our high holy days, but Easter is not a high holy day. That's a wicked pagan holiday, and you're going to be destroyed if you celebrate in it. All right? It says, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. All right? Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. And that fat beast is that pork. Because that fat beast, that's what you guys have every holiday. That's what you get Jakes be having. You Jakes be having that damn toxic ass animal. Ham, that damn pork, that damn ham. And you love eating that. And you Jakes try to find everywhere and swear up and down, all up in the Bible. Y'all swear up and down that, y'all not being wicked and it's okay to eat abominable food. You going off. All right? If you teaching that it's okay to eat pork, you going off. Because that's against the scriptures. When you read Leviticus, the 11th chapter and the 7th verse. You're not supposed to be eating pig. That's going off. All right? But that's that fat beast that the Lord hates. Verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy thy songs. For I will not hear the melody of thy viols. So the Lord isn't dealing with that, man. You guys probably going to be blasting music and, holding hands and praying over the food and all that. The Lord ain't dealing with that, man. He's not dealing with your feast. That your feast is wicked. All right? The Lord ain't dealing with that. And you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be destroyed if you celebrate Easter. Easter is very satanic. And this is going to offend a lot of people that's westernized and that believe that it's okay to celebrate Easter. Because you got people that's like that. This is Mark. Because you got people that's like that. They don't like to take this truth seriously. Or if they do hear it, they'll, brush it off. Well, God knows my heart. You can say that all damn day. You're going to be destroyed. Because you reading the scriptures or trying to have your own way of understanding. Let's go to Proverbs 3:5. The Lord, it says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not into thy own understanding. You want to have your own understanding of the Bible. You want to pick and choose scriptures. You're going to be destroyed doing that. Mark 7:5. It says, the Pharisees and the scribes asked him, why walk not thy disciples according to the traditions of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? This is what Yahushua said unto the Pharisees and scribes. He answered and said unto them, well have Esaias, who is Elijah, prophesied of you, hypocrites, as it is written, this people honor me with their lips, because that's what a lot of these jakes do. You so-called Negroes and Spanish Native Americans, y'all y'all supposedly talk about the Lord in the Bible and all that, and y'all love him, and y'all love the Lord, and y'all love God, and God is love. Y'all talk with your lips, but their heart, which is mine, is far from me. Your mind is far away from the Lord. What's your mind focused on? Your mind is focused on lustful things, lustful things of the flesh. All right, that's how you are. That's how you jakes are. You always worried about lustful stuff like money, or getting Easter baskets or getting a Christmas tree set up. That's being carnal. That's having a mind far away from the Lord, because the Lord doesn't deal with those holidays. He don't deal with holidays. Verse 7, it says, howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Because, like, again, Esau has his own times and laws. He has his own rules. He has his own traditions, all that. All right? That's what Esau do. They had their own commandments, the commandments of men. Which are those commandments, Because Esau got his own commandments, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, right to bear arms. Those are his laws. Those are his commandments, Verse 8, for lying aside the commandment of the Most High. So y'all lying aside the commandments of the Most High, and y'all follow the ways of the heathen. Y'all follow his commandments. All right, which is going to cause you to be destroyed. It says, ye hold the tradition of men. You hold the traditions of men. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you want to keep the traditions of your enemy. All right, that's going to cause you to be destroyed. It says, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. It says, verse 9, and he said unto them, full well, ye reject the commandment of the Most High, that ye may keep your own tradition. And that's what you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans do. You Israelites, you guys do that. You guys keep your own tradition, which is following the heathen. Well, my pastor say this, and your pastor is a sheep goat. All right, he's a damn sheep goat. He's a puppet. All right, and you following after what he say. All right, that's gonna cause you to be destroyed. So I'm not gonna carry this out. I just wanted to end it there with that. So if you are Jake and you following your pastor, your pastor Pork Chop in this tradition, following in this pagan ritual, you're gonna be destroyed. All right. If you don't repent and get yourself in order, you got Easter baskets for your kids, I would throw them away. I know a lot of you probably saying he's crazy. Throw that shit away. All right. Throw all that Easter basket and eggs and throw that shit out. Because if not, you're gonna be destroyed. All right, because you're doing pagan, you're doing idolatry, you're doing paganism. You're going to be destroyed for doing it. So, I pray this video is edifying. Shalom.